Hello, today we will be playing Layers of Stardust. In today's episode we're going to pick who we're going to be with throughout the story. So we have Prince Amazian, the tiger, which is scary. Prince Lellan, the lizard, who is the son of the emperor. And we have Madness, the canine, who is the bodyguard for Jonathan. For today, we're going to pick Prince Lellan. Jonathan decided it would be rude of him to refuse company of his host. Therefore, he decided to accompany the Imperial Prince for a time. The Imperial Prince flashed a quick grin of content as Jonathan stated he would join him firstly. It's only fair I honor the Prince with my company and then find the time to meet with the scary delegation. I have caused enough trouble today, and the last thing I would want is to upset His Imperial Majesty and the Emperor. Those are wise words, Jonathan. The Prince's advisor will eagerly await your visit if the Imperial Prince decides to release you. The scary seemed to think about adding something, but only bowed and left without further word. Jonathan, sir, I will be right behind you. We should, however, discuss future security protocols before you will join the party. Right now? I insist, sir. Well, while you have fun, I'm going to retire to my room soon. It's been a long day. Are you off to sleep this early? I never said I'm going to sleep, Jonathan. Alan flashed a dirty grin and also left the group. Your Imperial Highness, if you don't mind, I will keep Jonathan only for a moment. Lellan, who so far has been silent, only waves his large paw. Do what you have to. Just to spend the entire night at it. As the Imperial Prince slowly walked down the hallway, Madness began speaking quickly, with many annoyed growls about the situation with the Prince Amazian. But Jonathan couldn't or didn't want to concentrate at all on the details. I understand we should prepare something, but not today. My brain feels like it's covered by fog. Do you mind if we return to it tomorrow? Madness hesitated for a long second. Of course, Jonathan, sir, but be sure to let me know if anything is wrong. I will, especially if I need rescuing from the Prince's humors. Madness chuckled in response. It is best that you will join the Prince, Jonathan. If you want to avoid said humors, I will join you in a moment. Understood. Madness stayed behind, which felt odd, but Jonathan was already bracing himself for more of the nasty comments from the Prince, and that quickly has taken over his mind. Not long after Jonathan saw Lellan and quickly caught up. Then Erod walked slowly, not paying much attention to the surroundings, but the second Jonathan joined him, he was ready with a comment with the same annoyed voice as before. I see you finally finished your little session with the mud. Was it fun, human? Ignoring the urge to punch him, Jonathan answered, We established a need for a different security protocol in case something like this will happen again. Well, seems like you have some sense in you after all. Just that scary stench all over you. Ugh. I'm glad to see you're so concerned about my well-being, Your Royal Highness. Was there ever any concern in the first place? Yes, there was. But it's not Your Highness's concern. Jonathan thought he had no idea if it was really that bad. Since you are here, it is my concern and my waste of time. Don't make me regret if I already wasted enough time for this nonsense. Lellan grew quiet and didn't speak at all until both of them reached the ballroom. Go enjoy the festivities, human. I would rather prefer Your Royal Highness either to address me by my name or my official title. To your misfortune, I will keep you company, as I did agree to your request earlier. Lellan glared at Jonathan for a second, but didn't respond. He then proceeded to wave his hand, suggesting for Jonathan to follow him. I'm surprised Your Highness isn't joining in for the dancing. Is that something a prince will enjoy? Jonathan asked, trying to lead the conversation somewhere, walking alongside the lizard. Together they passed many large groups who intended to catch their attention, but the prince quickly disposed of them. There is not a single interesting and good-looking creature in this messy crowd. Ah, and the prince is this perfect then? What was that? You don't like what you see, Ambassador? Again, Jonathan ignored the remark. That's bold to say. I don't believe the prince knows every single one of them. Not everyone, but most. They come and go, demanding favors, attention, then disappear once they are satisfied. Look, human, your friend, the doctor, who so happily told us he would be looking to rest. There were a crowd of errant males, human whore. Just because Alan has a reputation and a crazy craving for attention doesn't make him a whore. Besides, he is one person in the human race. So narrow-minded of the prince to create judgments like that. We are idiots, but not all of us. So severe upon your own species, Ambassador, as to doubt them so much. Finally, the prince stopped calling Jonathan human. That's progress. I have known and experienced all the lows and highs of my own species to be able to present such a judgment. You, your Royal Highness, however, only see us from a petty and uneducated position of misinformation and ill-informed judgment. You are lucky you are in my father's graces, and there are too many guests. Will I teach you a lesson? Lellan snapped. Your Highness, I will advise not to insinuate threats like that to the ambassador. Somebody might be listening. Menace appeared from behind Jonathan. The mud's back. Make yourself useful and fetch me a drink. Surprised by the sudden command from Lellan, Jonathan didn't have the time to react. Madness only let out a quiet yelp and left with a half bow. I'm surprised you didn't defend your little toy, Ambassador. Why wouldn't the prince do that? There's an ample amount of staff here to perform a circus show if you wanted. What's a circus show? Never mind. Care to follow me, Ambassador? The prince moved slowly between the groups of guests, some of them enthusiastic, some quiet and peaceful. Soon the errant led Jonathan outside the main part of the throne room into a quieter area, where there was only a handful of guests, and these also seemed to leave after seeing the prince. Much better. The prince noticed loudly out to himself. Your Highness, the little passive-aggressive performance in front of me is working with me going to a problem. I can imagine you don't get to spend time with races who can hold their own and say no. Lellan nonchalantly moved closer with his snout inches away from Jonathan's face, feeling bolder since there was no audience to his accents. Now, Ambassador, you say that, but I wonder, in all your stubbornness, will you be able to say no if I wanted? He pulled Jonathan's chest with his massive finger, ending with a sharp claw. There was arrogance and a strange softness mixed together in his behavior. I hope your Highness understands that remarks like this make me rather uncomfortable. Is that so? I've heard that you have a remarkable talent to adjust to any situation, yet here you are, stubborn, annoyed, and perplexed. Maybe it's because of the company. You don't like your company, Ambassador? Something wrong with how I look? Am I not pleasing enough to the human eye? Or perhaps should the Imperial Prince be dancing circles around yourself, ready to jump on your every desire? It's not about how you look, Prince, but yes, it's more about your personality and boy's attitude. I cannot understand or believe how anyone could be attracted to you. Maybe if you stay silent. So you do find me attractive. This is not what I said. Of course it is. In fact, you could have left this conversation ages ago. Excuse yourself with your much security. Yet here you are, following me around, completely oblivious that we have been alone for a while now. I wonder why, Ambassador. You said you are not the one for favors. Alright, this is enough. Your Highness, you are correct. I should have excused myself a while ago. I will take my leave now. Feeling flustered, Jonathan subconsciously pushed his snout with his hand, feeling it was too close for his comfort, getting ready to turn around and leave. But before Jonathan even noticed, Lellan grabbed his hand firmly by the wrist and lit the inside of his fingers. An odd shiver came through his whole body, feeling the silky, smooth, warm tongue touch the lips touched the tips of Jonathan's fingers. Somehow in his mind he was expecting it to be hard or spiky. Why was he even thinking about such a thing right now? The prince's grasp was strong enough to prevent Jonathan from freeing himself. Without taking his eyes off Jonathan, who was clearly getting embarrassed and flustered, the prince spoke. The prince finally spoke. Expecting this to be the most boring job my father has assigned me, but seeing how flustered you are, it may just be interesting enough. You are not half ugly. I may yet enjoy this. Without thinking, Jonathan slapped Lellan to his surprise. And the first thing he thought straight after was crap. He is an ambassador. This is bad, really bad. Jonathan can only hope nobody saw it and apologized to the prince. However, before he even opened your mouth, Lellan laughed in a low, amused voice, rubbing his snout. Nice hit. I will definitely enjoy this, Ambassador. A little resistance makes things much more interesting. I'm extremely sorry, Your Highness. I didn't mean. Before Jonathan could finish, Lellan interrupted him. Of course you did. If I want, I could have you on your knees before the end of the night, but I don't like to spoil the fun for myself. I want my prey to be willing and accepting to what's going to happen. This will have to do for the night. Ambassador, don't miss me too much. You should probably find that mud of yours and say hello to that slimy Tisgary. I can still smell that scent of it's all over you. What the hell just happened? Jonathan had no idea, but before he could react, the prince turned around and left him alone with his own thoughts. Carefully rubbing his forehead, trying to analyze the whole situation, Jonathan made his way to scary representatives, hoping that will calm him down. The evening passed less eventfully after that, and you had the chance to actually readjust your mind to more important things than the current political situation around Aora. Meeting the Tisgary delegation was a pleasure and went smoothly. Jonathan spent most of your time talking to your first advisor, Saeed, under the watchful and curious gaze of Person Mason. They later tried to steal his attention whenever it was possible to manage his displeasure. It was almost 2 hours after midnight, Aora local time, when Jonathan decided to retreat to his room. He said farewells to many of the guests he has met, and asked one of the Aora advisors to pass a sincere thank you message to the Emperor. This exhausting evening came to an end, and Jonathan could only exhale slowly, trying to gather his thoughts in all this chaos of experiences. He kept the light off and wandered in the semi-darkness of his new home, lit only by the lights of the city creeping in gingerly, and the stars themselves observing silently. Without thinking, he took off his jacket, his shoes, and stretched. Jonathan noticed in surprise the door to his balcony was open, and a shiver came up his back. For a moment he thought about alarming madness. But then he noticed the unnatural movement of the air, the kaleidoscopic bend of light, something he was very familiar with for many years. Therefore he relaxed and walked out on the balcony. As he was enjoying the vista, Viridian stood motionless with what Jonathan always thought was her face facing the city. Jonathan Hope, we're glad to see you are well. Ah yes, we sense the living energy of this place. It's quite a marvel. Many weird things have happened today. Jonathan took a deep breath, trying to gather his thoughts before saying more. We know, Jonathan Hope. We feel guilty. There was only so little us could do to help. What do you mean? Do you know what was happening? Our disappearance wasn't an accident, Jonathan Hope. There were forces in this place that have malicious intentions. I'm not surprised. This is a new world after all. We recommend you be vigilant. We consider the possibility another AOA is present on this world. Maybe more than one, but unity doesn't allow us to knowledge to see. We are unsure of their motives, but it is apparent you and us are in their way. That's all very confusing. How can you be certain? We have ways of knowing. Limited resources and data. In time, everything will be known, Jonathan Hope. Why are you telling me this? We have been suggested to learn to trust again, yes? I guess you're right. So what now? I guess we wait and see what happens. Jonathan Hope, query. How do you feel being in full control of yourself again without the medication the doctor has given you? Jonathan didn't answer at first, instead leaning over the thick glass balustrade, looking over the city. It's a new unknown face, this strange new world under unknown skies. It's odd. Query, define odd. Everything feels brighter, lighter, and actually feels. Before it was like listening to a sound playing through the wall. You knew it was there, but always absorbed the music and the words it was carrying. There's still lingering sadness, but I can feel that I will learn to live with it eventually. I will also probably have to relearn how to feel things because everything is so new, so different. Solving Hope, query. You said once coming to AR is a chance for a new beginning. Is this your first chance? Is this a new chance to start meeting new things? Maybe it is. There are things I lived through I will never forget, but you're right. Maybe it is. Thank you for playing this update. If you are interested, please support my work on Patreon. So that's all that's currently available for Prince Lellan. I want to go ahead and do Prince Lellan first, since he had the least amount of content out. Prince Amazing and especially Madness, both of them have more content. So I'll get started with them later on this month. So there's a new update that came out at the start of this month. It's the first update to come out in over a year. Prince Amazing and Madness got new content, but Prince Lellan didn't get new content. There's supposed to be another new update come out on the 1st of March, and all three routes will get new content. So once that comes out, we'll have more for Prince Lellan. So Prince Amazing has a pretty good amount of content out, and Madness has a whole lot of content. That route has the most content available. So about Prince Lellan himself, it seems Jonathan is starting to make some progress with him. He apparently thinks that he and his people are superior because he dismisses humans as being a backward race, and he keeps calling Madness a mutt, and he complains to Jonathan about Prince Amazing's stents being all over his body. So he's basically saying that this is scary or dirty people. I guess what he means, or I don't know if he means all tigers are dirty, or if it's just Prince Amazing that he's referring to. But he is the son of the Emperor, and he's gonna be Emperor himself one day. Those views are not good to have as an Emperor. His behavior is not good either. Hopefully, as the game goes on, he gets to spend more time with Jonathan. Hopefully his views and his behavior will moderate. So that's all I have for now. All the information for the game is in the description box below, including the Patreon account for the game, where you can support the game, get updates early on before it becomes public. There's also a Twitter account where you can look at the progress of the game, and they also have a Discord where you can be part of a community that discusses the game, and you can also learn more about the game as well. So that's all I have for now. Thanks very much for watching. See you later.